I'm Sandy, also known as I Be Wiggin' on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I want to thank the Beauty Nook for sending me BELLE TRESS Tea Rose in the shade Root Beer Float Blonde to review for you today. If you'd like to purchase this wig, you can find it on the Beauty Nook app and also shop their live wig sales every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You also have the option to use my code IBWiggin35 to save you 35% off of your first purchase. This is BELLE TRESS Tea Rose in the shade Root Beer Float Blonde. I'm going to give you all the details of this wig, but mainly what I want to focus on today is what you do with a wig that has bangs that are too long, or they don't lay right on your forehead, or you have a wonky part of the curl pattern that's not satisfactory. What can you do with that wig to fix it, to make it your own? I know our first reaction is wanting to just take it and throw it back in the box and send it to the wig retailer, but truly don't give up on that wig, because there are things you can do with it to make it your own. I told you before that some of the wigs that I did not like right out of the box ended up being some of my favorites, namely Counterculture. That wig was not satisfactory to me right out of the box, but I fixed it and now it's one of my absolute favorite wigs by BELLE TRESS. So don't give up on Tea Rose if you get it out of the box and it's not exactly what you want. But let's talk about the style. So this is a mid-length beach style curl pattern that has some slight layering. So the first layer is 8 inches. And then the longest layer on the sides is 12 inches. It's 15 inches from the crown, and it has an 8-inch nape. Now, the bangs are 4.5 inches long, so they go all the way down to the tip of my nose. So I'm not gonna go around y'all with these bangs in my face. I would feel like Cousin It. That's just ridiculous. That would drive me insane. So I am going to have to cut these bangs if I want to wear them on my forehead. It is an average density. There's no perma-tee, so it's a perfect everyday style. So let's look at Tea Rose on all sides and what it looked like for me right out of the box. So this is Root Beer Float Blonde, which is a really good transition shade from Butterbeer Blonde if you want to go to a darker blonde this fall. And you like Butterbeer Blonde is brighter. This one has a little bit more of a darker dimension to it. It falls a little bit in the cool tone, but you have this dark ash blonde with a medium brown root as your base, and then it's highlighted with a wheat blonde, an icy platinum type blonde, not that real white blonde. It's just a light neutral blonde that has been mixed in that gives it a slightly cool undertone. It's not a real ashy shade, but it's not real bright like Butterbeer Blonde. But if you don't want to go all the way to a brunette like in Brown Sugar Sweet Cream, but you want to just transition over in the fall to a little bit of a darker blonde, I think Root Beer Float Blonde is a good choice. So let's look at the cap on Tea Rose. Tea Rose features the new half moon lace that extends into the felt-lined ear tabs. It has a seamless center mono part that extends 1.25 inches. There again, you see that extended lace front that allows you to tuck the hair behind the ears and swoop the bangs to the side. It also features the pull strap adjusters that allows you to adjust the circumference from a petite to an average size head. BELLE TRESS also features an extended felt-lined nape. Okay, so here's the fun part. We get to style and make Tea Rose our own. Now, I wanted to show you that if you're still intimidated, you don't want to cut these bangs at all, then you absolutely don't have to. You can part them down the middle and wear them as a curtain style bang, or you can use the heat from your fingers place it on the hairline and create a contour and wear the bangs side swoop. And even after you trim the bangs, you'll still have the option to do that. But another great feature on Tea Rose is they've given us a lace front, and typically you don't find that on a lot of wigs with bangs. They'll just give you a basic cap. But they've given us that lace front, which allows us to pull it back and still have that realistic hairline. So that's a really nice feature on Tea Rose. Okay, so what you want to make sure of for sure on this step is that your lace front is sitting correctly on your hairline and that the ear tabs are straight and positioned where you want them to be when you wear the cap, because if you have it crooked or you have the hairline back too far, then you possibly may cut too much off of those bangs, and we know that if you cut, it's not going to grow back, and you don't want that. So, but if you want to wear the bangs wispy down in front of your forehead, then you're probably going to have to do a little bit of cutting. And I'm going to use these pointed style scissors that you would use to cut hair. If you have thinning shears, I typically use thinning shears if the bangs are too thick, if they need to be thinned out. These I don't feel like need to be thinned out. They've given us a good place to start with the wispiness, and they're not too thick in my opinion. Now if you feel like they're too heavy, too thick, then you absolutely can use thinning shears to do this step as well. But I do like the density of the bangs, so I'm going to keep them that way. Okay, so over here I'm going to look in my mirror so I can see what I'm doing, and hopefully you'll still be able to see it. So I'm going to just lift the hair slightly, and then just come at a little bit of an angle, and then you're just going to do really short wispy cuts, just with that point. Let it fall down. If it's still too long, then keep going. Just do it in small sections. You don't want to go straight and cut in this way to get that blunt. You just want it pointed and fast little strokes. Let it fall. Now you see here where the middle is a little longer than the sides, and I want to focus here on the middle and make sure that they are shorter than the sides. Come in the middle. Let it fall. Where you may want this to land is right in between your eye and your eyebrow. Okay, what I probably will do is stop at this point, because what I want to do is use my hot air brush, and I have it on low, and I'm just going to go underneath here and give it a little bit of contour. That way I'll see if it lays where I want it to lay. And I actually think this is where I want it. I don't think I'm going to go any further than this. So using this hot air brush will also take out any of those hairs that you have left. And I just do it on low and just do some quick swipes. through the bangs. Now, if this is still too long, then absolutely you could keep cutting it until you have the length that you desire. But I think that's good, and that's where I'm going to leave it, because I do like it at that length. It's just right right below my eyebrows. And y'all, this is perfect if you have wrinkles on your forehead and you don't want to use Botox. Then get you a wig with bangs. Okay, so let's work on this curl pattern over here to the side, y'all. Right away I noticed this part right here, and this is where you could use the thinning shears if you wanted to. You could twist it. Just take a twist on this and take your thinning shears and just do a couple of cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go down, and that will shed some of that hair. So you can absolutely thin it out if you feel like that you have some points on the sides that are just too thick. And thin it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, this tool is by Lange. It is the Lange Duo. And y'all, the reason why I like this tool is that it has the plates on it that does the curling, but on the outside of the tool, it has these vents that are cooling. So it cool sets the curl as you're curling the wig, which we know with a wig style that you want to cold set it because that's what holds in the curl. Have it on 320. You just hold down the button and it gets to the temperature that you want, and it goes from 280 to 320, and I put it on the 320. So you could spray it with a little bit of water on this step. You don't want it wet, just maybe a little damp. And then come in this way, turn it, and pull down. And it can curl that way. You gotta be careful because I noticed it'll change the temperature on you if you hadn't touched the button. And then you can also curl it coming down this way. And turn it that way. And get my comb. When you do a curl at the face, you want the curls to go away from your face. So that's why I am turning it with this thumb forward, turn it back this way, and swoop it down. I just like going this direction, y'all. But as I said, you can go either direction. It gives you just a slightly different curl. And it cold sets that curl. Just so y'all know, I've got little hairs all over me. So typically I would have done this in my bathroom, but where I'm filming, I've got hairs all over me. I should have put some kind of vinyl coating, but I didn't. That's okay. That's what the vacuum is for. And you can take, sorry I lost my comb, you can take your comb and comb through it. Or you can use your fingers. I'll get a little bit more lift up here at the top. Now, as a reminder, anytime that you add or you change the curl pattern on a wig, it's going to remember the last, it's going to retain that memory. So if you change it at all, it's not going to go back to the way it was before you started. So just remember, if you change it, it's going to remember that. And this is where you just come in and you just do it till you're satisfied. You just keep on changing the curl until you're happy with it. What y'all think? Is it better? So if T-Rose is a style that you'd like to purchase, you can find it at the Beauty Nook. Just download their app to your device. They have live wig sales every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can shop those live wig sales on that app, and you can use my code IBWiggin35 to save yourself 35% off of your first purchase of a synthetic wig. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. That way you never miss any of my wig related content. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.